Hello and welcome to another episode of Pinellas County Schools podcast, Building Tomorrow, Finding Your Why. I'm your host, Ron Schnell. It is always my pleasure to share with our audience the amazing educational career opportunities offered through Pinellas County Schools. Our career preparation programs allow public education to soar beyond any other educational choices. Through our recognized amazing career and technical education teachers, Pinellas County Schools offers 48 exploratory courses in our middle schools and 54 complete programs of study at our high schools. We are so very proud of all of our programs that we host the Experience PCS annual event. We recently spoke with a few of our outstanding programs at this year's event. Stay tuned with us and learn about 3 schools and their career program offerings. Hi, Ron Schnell coming at you from the Experience Pinellas here in Pinellas County, finding out about all of our schools and our programs and the wonderful things that we do that sometimes can't happen at other programs, meaning charter schools, or homeschool situations, private schools. Here in Career Technical Education, we have some amazing things going on. And one of those things is, a lot of those things are happening at Richard O. Jacobson Technical High School. We have members from our building department, our nursing, and our vet. So if we'll take a moment and introduce ourselves and let us know what program you're representing.
Hi, my name is Madeline Lance. I am a senior in the veterinary science program. I'm also the president of our FFA chapter.
All right. I'm Vince Volpe. I am the instructor for electrical and construction technologies at Jacobson.
And Christine Petrulis. I am the nursing instructor, and I teach LPN foundations and CCMA and anatomy and physiology and EKG tech.
Yeah, so there's a lot going on in the nursing field over there.
Yes.
In addition to the programs that you have offered at the campus, you also do a dual enrollment. I'm understanding that you've graduated a round of, am I saying it right, LPNs?
Yep. So we have graduated 5 rounds of LPNs since the inception at Jacobson.
So these students are coming out of high school and being able to go right into the workforce. And, you know, I'm sure they're carrying a big round of debt with them, right?
None at all. None at all. Yeah. No, they finished with their LPNs. They do have to complete all their graduation requirements by the end of their junior year to be able to do that, but they go right out into the field. They're probably taking care of your loved ones, actually. Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
So, you know, in Pinellas County and a lot of places in Florida, we do have the need for nursing, so that's one of those great programs that are offered out there. But, of course, you're also familiar with the building explosion that's going on. Vince, what can you tell us about your program?
Yes. Well, my program is basically, we were focusing on electrical and the construction field. So that's pretty much all of the working trades out there. We have been there, well, this is my 10th year there at Tech High. And we have years and years of students that have graduated, went on to work with contractors in the area. I can name plumbers and fitters and people that work in manufacturing, people that are electricians. They get into apprenticeships directly out of high school with us. So they go right into an apprenticeship program where they're learning in the field while they are earning money. The greatest thing about that is that they have zero debt. They're actually earning dollars while they're in the field, along with the experience. Then they go to schools, and a lot of these contractors, they'll pick up any fees for these students that are employed by them because they are in such high demand.
Right.
We're trying to close what's called the skills gap. The skills gap is so many people are retiring out of the trades and not enough people are coming into the trades. So we're getting the old timers retiring with all this knowledge and young people not entering into the trades. So by them coming to our school, they're able to get hands-on experience before they go out there and get into the working field, becoming an apprentice. That's the greatest thing about us, is that we bring these kids right to the workforce as apprentices, and they work their way right up the field and become journeymen all over the place. Whether it's a plumber, a fitter, a pipe fitter, or even a painter. We have kids that went out there and they started their own businesses. Their entrepreneurial side of it is huge.
Exactly.
So we've been doing it, hopefully very successful for the past few years, and hopefully we got quite a few more years of success with this program.
Well, we know you have, so let's keep going with that. And then we have our veterinary program. This is one of the most amazing places that you'll go for this experience. Can you tell us about what's going on over there?
Yeah, so as a freshman and sophomore, you have 2 periods of vet. One of them you're in class learning like your basic skills. You learn terminology, you learn anatomy. Anatomy is our biggest unit, so you go through all the different body systems. Skeletal is like the longest and hardest. You learn about each breed because obviously as a vet, instead of like nursing, it's just the one human body. Vet, we learn everything from exotics to domestics to livestock. We cover it all. And then when you get into be an upperclassman, you have your 1 period of vet, and the majority of students who are upperclassmen, they are halfway through with their internship. We require a 250-hour internship for all students to complete their CVA, which is fairly easy for what you're trying to do in the vet field. So not only will you get your CVA, which is your certified vet assistant.
Thank you.
Yes. You'll be working in a vet hospital getting hands-on skills. So me personally, I've been in 2 different internships. My current one, I was actually offered a job as an assistant. So I am working, I'm getting paid, as well as still getting the hands-on skills. I do blood draws, I do vaccines, I restrain, I do nail trims, I've sat in on a couple surgeries. So it's all around super cool. And then your senior year, you kind of like relearn everything, and then you test for your CVA. We have a 100% pass rate for it.
So I have to back up a little bit here. You are working part-time.
I am.
In your field of choice.
Yes.
So in high school, and you got a little bit of money to go to the movies and do all whatever kids do these days. Can't say that I've got that going on right now. Mine are a little older. Well, that's awesome to see those type of experiences happen out there. So, we know Tech High is a little bit different. It's a limited amount of students can fit into the facility. But what are your experiences? I mean, do you have the opportunity, should you wanted to go out for a sport or be part of the band or anything like that?
Yeah, so Tech High in itself is really small. We have about 600 kids. We don't have any athletics on campus, but students will go to their zone schools. One of my personal friends, he was part of the Seminole band, and they went to the Rose Bowl parade. And so it was such a cool experience. He would send us pictures. He's like, I'm in Disneyland right now. So students will do sports. They'll do all band and stuff like that. That's at their zone school, or they can get a special attendance permit. In our school though, we have a lot of clubs. My personal favorite, I am very biased, is FFA. That's what I'm here representing today. We show 2 different animals at the state fair. We show rabbits and we show dairy heifers. So those are cows that haven't given birth yet. So we'll have baby cows in January actually. We have about 30 people showing rabbits this year. So at the Florida State Fair in February, we'll all be there. You show them in front of a judge. We have over 30 rabbits in general, but we have 8 on campus. So FFA, it's not just for farmers, by the way. FFA is Future Farmers of America. Let me clarify that. It's not just for farmers. It's for anybody who wants to learn public speaking or get involved in their community. We're having a dog wash soon. We do an end-of-the-year banquet. We do meetings every month. So it's a really good community. That's the biggest thing that I'm a part of. Also, I'm a part of other clubs. I'm part of NHS. I'm part of FBLA. So you really get a wide spectrum. But my favorite thing about the school is that when you graduate with so many certificates. I'm CPR certified. I have a certified in Photoshop. I'm getting my CVA. And so when I leave, I'll be working in the industry instead of working at Pizza Hut.
Well, now wait a second. There is something now to be said about, all of us went through that one, right?
Everybody loves Pizza Hut.
Yeah. All right. Well, Dr. Petroulis, anything else you'd like to share to our conversation today?
No. I think probably the coolest thing about my program is a lot of students figure, since we've added the CCMA, a lot of them come in as 8th graders thinking they want to be nurses, and then they go out to clinical and realize that's not really what I thought I wanted to do. And so bringing in that other path, we have a lot of pre-med kids now in our CCMA program, and so it's we're able to adapt to all the medical professions using that approach.
So we have the LPN, which some would, if you're familiar with it, NCLEX, but CCMA, what is that?
It's a clinical certified medical assistant, so they can work in any outpatient setting directly with physicians or physical therapists or occupational therapists, or if they want to go into any of the sports medicine and things like that. It gives them an alternate pathway to work in a field that's a little bit broader than LPN, where LPN is strictly nursing.
Right.
So it's bringing in that second pathway brought in, helped a lot of the students who maybe didn't want to touch patients that way, or didn't realize that nursing really was cleaning up, patients and taking care of patients in such an intimate way. It's a big decision when you're an 8th grader. So a lot of times after clinical, they decide they want to stay in the medical pathway, but maybe didn't want nursing, and so we've kind of exploded that second pathway, and it's been great. It's about a 50-50 split right now, I would say, of students who decide they want to stay at Tech High for their senior year to do the CCMA and EKG Tech, or go on to the LPN program.
And we see that a lot in our programs where we get a little bit of a dalliance into it and then start to appreciate that there are other avenues, if you will, to whatever field we're in. I mean, Vince was talking about, all the things that go into building construction.
Yeah, that's one of the things, once you mentioned that, it dawned on me again, is that there's a lot of peripherals, we call them, in construction. No matter what they are, there's a lot of peripheral, let's call them vocations or careers that you can get into that have to do with construction, but maybe are on the outskirts. We have construction law, so kids that are interested in construction, it would be great for them to know what they're doing if they were interested in getting into construction law. We have a lot of engineers that want to come and take my courses, and they're like, hey, I love this because I love the way things work. So there's a ton of peripheral jobs that are surrounding our separate programs that are really interesting, and you're allowed to come there and explore them. And then some of the kids learn about those, and they're like, oh yeah, that's the direction I want to go.
And I just want to plug our content teachers, because we have some of the best in the business. I mean, our primary content teachers, your math teachers, your English teachers, history, science, we have the best in the business, and they're always cross-collaborating and trying to bring in the CTE programs into the classroom, trying to modify it to make sure that the vet and the nursing students' biology class is prepared for the nursing and vet biology class, and the geometry teachers stacked right across the street from Mr. Volpe's class, because geometry is so intertwined in building and construction. And
you gotta know measurements. What?
Yeah. So I think that's probably what makes our program so great, is that the content teachers are all very well versed in the programs and can cross collaborate so easily.
Well, certainly check out Richard O. Jacobson Technical High School. Many of these programs happen to be offered at other schools in your area, so if it's not convenient to you or you're just not able to get down that way, go online and find out what might be available for you. We thank you all for being here.
Thank you.
Thanks for having us.
Hey, we're coming back to you with another amazing program. This one hails from Lakewood High School. This is the Center for Advanced Technologies, the CAT program, kind of my old stomping grounds, if you will. So what I'd like to do is have our guests introduce themselves and tell us what program they're in or over, if you would.
I am Lucas Hefty. I'm the assistant principal over the CAT program at Lakewood.
I am Honor Archer. I am in digital media and content creation. I am also a CAT ambassador in the CAT program.
Awesome.
I am Alex Patterson, and I am in the AI and Robotics CAT pathways.
All right. Well, Mr. Hefty, tell us about some of the different programs that are offered. When I was there, we had a lot of variations. I know robotics is still pretty strong, and you've brought on a couple other programs.
Yeah, we have three main pathways: robotics, AI, or artificial intelligence, and then content creation, which is a lot of digital media. Each of those pathways has a 4-year of courses and pathways. Each of those years includes industry certifications along the way for our students.
That's awesome. And Honor, you and which programs were you going to get? I apologize.
Digital media and content creation.
And so how has that been is it one of those things that intrigues you? Okay, I want to get out of this class to go to that one, or?
No. It's like, it's fun at the same time because you create your own things. You create everything, and we have a show that goes every morning. So anything that you create could go on the show. That's right. So yeah, that's why digital media and content creation is like good for me, but at the same time, it's fun also.
Is this something you think you would want to do? Maybe go a little more schooling on, or maybe jump into the field and go to work in?
Maybe.
Yeah. Opportunities.
Mm-hmm.
And again, your programs are?
AI and robotics.
Okay, so you got that technical edge to you there, right?
Yeah.
So what about robotics or AI is making it so exciting for you?
For robotics, I've always been interested in robots and how they work and all like the science and technicalities behind them. So when I found out like all these certifications, all this cool stuff that I get to build and make, robotics really interested me. And then the way that the world's headed, we're more invested in AI. I feel like the way I'm building with all these certification stuff, I'm making two fallbacks for myself. So if I don't if one pathway doesn't work out the way I want it to, I just go to another one. And they're both really strong in their fields.
And what are you thinking about after you graduate?
I might go into the workforce maybe a little bit, but I'll probably start school to further my education into the pathway that interests me more than the other.
Okay. So are you programming a lot these days, or?
Oh yeah, I'm programming a lot. I'm in the programming elective class as well. So there's the AI programming. I got a program for robotics and the top of the class as well. So
congratulations! Yeah, I like it. So how would somebody who's watching our program? How would they get into your program? What's the steps to get into one of these programs?
So first they want to apply as they are ready to enter 9th or 10th grade. They want to apply as part of the district application program process that starts in January. If they miss that time frame, then they can always go through the late application that usually opens in March.
Okay, so the CAP program has some opportunities, and they can come down and they can shadow, they can see different things that are happening there as well?
Yeah, we offer shadowing so they can follow a student around for the day, learn about a day in the life. We also offer parent tours and a lot of other opportunities to get to know our campus. Our students can also get transportation, so if they live anywhere south of Wilmerton, they can get a bus route to our school.
That's awesome. Yeah. Now, as we mentioned in the past, some of these programs are offered in different areas. I don't know of any other content creation in and of itself, so that's a real checkbox for this program here at Lakewood. If you were, I don't know if you all ever had to deal with this thing. You know what an elevator pitch is? You have 30 seconds to tell somebody why they should come to your program. Do you think I could get something like that out of you? We're going to start with Mr. Hefty first because he's done this before.
So I would say we offer pathways and also learning spaces. Our robotics lab, our new esports classroom, our CatCom studios. These are experiences and pathways and spaces you're not going to get at any other school. So if you're really into one of those things, this is definitely the place for you.
That's awesome. What would you tell your friends? Why should they be going to CAP?
Well, just like he said about everything about pathways and whatnot, you can also come for sports and like that. Clubs, like our club, esports, we just won. We're going to get our trophies, but at the same time, you can win at sports, football, soccer, basketball, anything. Same with the girls. And the clubs like chess, esports, drama club, art club, and most of that stuff. Yeah.
That's awesome. How would you get your friends to come and join the CAP program?
I would probably show them all the industry certifications that it has, as there's so much to do in each of these pathways. As far as I know, I've compared it to my other schools when I was first going to join, and the amount of certifications and skills and all the stuff that you get far outweighs any of the other skills in terms of volume that I had looked at.
That's awesome. And for our listeners who aren't familiar with these industry certifications, these are ways that particularly businesses would say, hey, this is a candidate who's ready for work or employment. And for those going into further education, a lot of times these certifications will articulate into a credit for them. So it's a class you don't have to take or something along that line. So we want to thank you all for taking the time out of Experience Pinellas to come and share this with our audience.
All right, thank you for having us.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Welcome back. We are again here at Experience Pinellas, and I've run into some amazing programs at Pinellas Park High School. Now, unlike other programs that you've heard, these are unique to Pinellas Park. So what I'd like to do is have our guests introduce themselves and tell us the program that they're in.
Okay, I'm Amber Petrie, and I teach Emergency Planning and Response, which is a program that allows our students to have a real-world experience from people that have been in the industry and may come out with externships, internships, and certifications that will help them for employment in industry out in the real world. So we have everything from search and rescue to firefighting. We take our kids outside every year and teach all of them, because we know they're not all going to be first responders, teach all of them how to put out a kitchen fire, just real world life skills that they're going to need one day, whether or not they stick with our career fields.
It's SALT, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Doesn't everybody know that?
No. Dr. Wah.
Hi, I'm Dr. Jalika Wah. My students call me Dr. J. I teach in the Criminal Justice Academy. I teach the seniors and juniors. We do investigations, crime scene investigations. So our program has a little bit of everything. So if you want to be a cop and a law enforcement officer, we have courses that teach you about that. We have courses that teach you if you want to be a lawyer or a judge one day. And then, of course, I teach crime scene investigation and forensic science. So our students also do a lot of hands-on laboratory experiments. They actually have microscopes, and so they learn how to identify trace evidence at a crime scene. We have a mock apartment in which our students get to do mock crime scene investigations, and they learn this skill set. And they're all really able to just track with life skills, but they have to use critical thinking, right? Because we set it up so that if they have a crime scene, what do? Right? You don't just go under the yellow tape. You have to ensure that you meet with your first responding officers, and has our first responders, our fire and our EMTs, have they cleared the scene? Is there a dead body? If so, what do we do with that? So our students get the opportunity to really kind of see an investigation from beginning to end and understand all the processes that go with it. And so whether they want to become a civilian in the law enforcement community, whether they want to be in the criminal justice side of things, if they want to do law enforcement, our program allows them to kind of pick from each of those pieces and decide what they want to seek out best. And as Ms. Petrie said, not everybody's cut out to be a law enforcement officer, a crime scene investigator, or a judge, or a police officer, but we give them an opportunity to find where they fit best. And we also teach them, and I think my colleagues would agree, we also recognize it isn't for everyone. So one of the skills they learn too is this is the skill set you'll need, but if you don't have that, let's find you something that is going to work for you. So we recognize too that not every student is cut out to do this, because not everybody, as we probably could all attest, not everybody can do this job either, right? And so we kind of share that with the students and help them find other things. And sometimes we cross-transfer our students. We say, if this isn't for you, why don't you try EMT? Why don't you try firefighting? Why don't you try first response? Like that might work best for you. So that's what we do in our program, and we give the students an opportunity to figure it out.
Yeah, so this is a great public service opportunity. Yeah. And your contributions to this
yes. So I am the, believe it or not, newest and hopefully most improvist. Not
yes,
a word,
we'll go
but
with that.
I like. Yeah, we will go with that.
We'll go with that.
Firefighting instructor at PPHS. I have to say, just starting out, coming in here, I didn't really know what I was getting myself into. I'm like, okay, a bunch of teenagers, they're figuring it out, they're figuring out the world. They want to get hands-on. So that's like the biggest thing. They're sitting in school all day, they're sitting at a desk, right? They want to get hands-on, they want to get outside, right? So I'm not just teaching them firefighting operations. I'm also I'm giving them that motivation, that confidence as well. So we do, like Ms. Petrie said, we do search and rescue operations, we do hose operations. We currently have 3 fire trucks that we have there at the school as well. We provide firefighting 1 certification for our kids that do pass throughout the program. We also offer other certifications as well, so that they can build their resume.
Sure. Jump right in after high school.
Absolutely.
Or continue down
Yeah.
a path.
I think something important that they said is that we teach kids how to advocate for themselves. Because a lot of these kids, like you said, you come in, they're figuring out life, they're figuring themselves out, and
Right.
they may not want to be a police officer or a firefighter, but we teach them how to say, hey, maybe I'm interested in this, and then we can build on those externships and internships. We have kids that go to hospitals, we have kids that go to the sheriff's office or 911 dispatch, so we don't just pigeonhole them either. We want to make sure they're successful no matter what they do.
So they get the opportunity to see all the different opportunities that they can have, and double up with that word again, moving forward within that type of either legal area or in public service areas?
Absolutely. When we have and we host these events throughout the school year, that's one of the things that we can pride ourselves on, and you mentioned that at the beginning of this. We are the only school in this entire county, so there's 16 high schools that these students could choose from, but if they want this particular type of education, they have to come to our school, and so that really does set us apart, because we have not only the equipment and the spaces, right? So what other school is going to have fire trucks trucks, and whether school is going to have an ambulance cut in half that students can learn how to work in a bus. We have a courtroom. We literally have a built-in courtroom. We have all of these tools that other schools just don't have. And so it's not just that we can give them all of these really amazing opportunities, but the only place they're going to find it is at our school. And when you add that onto the level of dedication and experience that our teachers have, very few schools have that. All of us in our respective programs, I can speak for my program. My coworker is both of them are former military, both in the Air Force. They've both been law enforcement officers. I was a crime scene investigator for over 25 years. So we have not only the education to teach these students, so we understand pedagogical instruction, but we also have the physical experience of doing this job on a daily basis. We know the ins and outs of what it's like, and we still have connections to our colleagues in the field currently. So these internships and externships that Ms. Petrie's been talking about,
that helps out a lot.
That helps so much because they know that they can come to us and we can say, yeah, you got somebody who can help with that? Yeah, sure do. And we just make a quick phone call, and we've got a K-9 coming to our demonstrations. We've got an EMT coming to help out. And so we still have these connections to the current field, and very few teachers, right, and no disrespect to anybody else, but very few educators still have those connections to the real world to provide that for their students.
We do have great relationships with the departments in our county too, so it's easier for someone when they graduate. They got the experience. They know that they have the experience. They know they can give us a call. Hey, we're considering this applicant. He's coming from a great program, and that opens up more opportunities for them as well.
Well, and I want to assure our listeners that all of our career technical education programs have advisory members for their programs. So if they're maybe not just out of field or having that constant tie, we make sure that they are touching bases on those areas.
Absolutely.
Now, I understand you have one other event that you have on site that I have not been privy to yet, but it's an experience that I think that our listeners would like to hear about, where there may have been a tragedy, a happening that happened on site.
Disaster, yeah. Disaster day is fun.
So I teach the senior first responder class, and the kids design it. It's their capstone. So from start to finish, they create what's going to happen. And this year they've decided that the disaster will be a plane crash.
Oh my goodness.
On the football field during a football game. We got some squished cheerleaders and whatnot. But they design it from start to finish. And last year we had like 40 agencies from the whole area, from Bay Flight to local fire and local police departments. Because I like to get our criminal justice kids also involved out there. They're holding the scene and whatever. So from start to finish, the kids design it. They do the moulage, the makeup on the patients and victims and all that. They take great pride in it, and it's usually a disaster, right? I say it's a disaster, but it's supposed to be. So
it is supposed to be.
It's a lot of fun, and it's April 15th if anybody wants to come out.
Not the first. Okay, that's good. So yeah, definitely, you're more than welcome. They can come out and check in as a visitor.
We love that.
And check it out. So in addition to Shadow Days and all the other things that this wonderful program and programs do, go down to Pinellas Park High School and check out what's happening there. We thank you all for being here today.
Thank you.
Thank you for this opportunity.
We want to thank all of our guests for joining us today, and all of you, our listeners, for taking a look inside at Building Tomorrow, Finding Your Why. If you or someone you know would like to share your career and technical education experiences, please contact me. We hope you'll share our podcast with a friend, add a like, and subscribe so you don't miss our next episode.